Greetings, I am Fire Lotus, and welcome to my page, or welcome back to my page. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that bell icon. That way you get all the notifications of when I go live and or post. So today we're going to be talking about two subjects. Before I say this, disclaimer. If you are not above the age of 18, for one, do not be watching this video. For two, do not try this at home. If you do, it is not my fault. You learned something on the internet. Okay, with that being said, with one of these, the second subject that I will be talking about, you will need to do your research on making sure you have the proper setup and you do not overfill it. Okay? Okay. With that being said, first off, our candle magic, basey, witchy tips. Okay, so for one, and I've seen this time and time again, it is a fire hazard as fuck. Whether you dress them yourselves, whether they are in a jar, for one, if you are making candles, you need to make sure the glass you put it in is fire safe. What do I mean by that? A lot of these cute little like teacup candles, they're dangerous as fuck because if the glass gets too warm and the area outside of that glass is way cooler than that, it will shatter. If the glass is not fire safe and has not been basically made to be heated up, once it gets to a certain point, it will violently explode. With that, you do not need 20 different herbs on your candle, okay? With making candles, if you're making them, remember everything you add to it is going to affect how the candle burns. With that being said, if you buy these right here, they're $1 at most Family Dollars and Dollar General, or the Dollar Tree. They are emergency candles. They burn for about 5 to 6 hours depending on which ones you get. If you're in Florida, hurricane season, you know where to get them at. Okay, so working with these, oil-wise, you are literally going to open the oil container up, open it up, put your finger like that, flip it over, close it. That is all the amount of oil you would need. And then you're going, if you were banishing something, you go from here up. You're taking away from yourself, right? You're pulling it away. If you want to bring something in, you're going to anoint from here down. That's all. With herbs, you can sprinkle some herbs on here, but if you have like a 2-inch ratio of wax and herbs right here, your candle's not going to burn down completely. And depending on how you do your magic, if your candle, like if I were to burn this right now, obviously clip the wick. If I were to burn this, two things we have to take in count of, especially if you buy the candles that are like $1 at Dollar Tree in the glass ones. Manufacturing, mundane before magical. There may have been a manufacturing error, but if I were to burn this and say there was this wax glob on the side of it that just bled down, for one, that means that there is something blocking the energy out of this. When it comes to flames, if your flame is straight, doesn't really move, if it's just straight and bright, it means there are no blockages, everything is going through perfectly. If it's dancing, again, mundane before magical, if you have your AC on, obviously, or if you have your fan on, obviously, candle flames are going to move, okay? Okay, now we got that. You can easily carve into these very, very easily. I do it all the time, obviously, you know, with your oils and herbs and stuff like that. Okay, with this, if you're going to burn this candle on a ceramic or glass plate and you are outside and there's concrete below it, right? If it's 80 degrees outside, you're not going to shatter. But if it's 40-something degrees outside, when this candle gets to that plate, it will shatter. That wasn't magic. That had nothing to do with your spell. That's how science works. Okay. Now, with the glass ones, I should have brought one. I'm sorry I don't. We're going to pretend this one's one, right? I've seen people where you dig holes through there. You totally can. Totally can. But remember, when it comes to that glass, everything you add in there. So if you add a shit ton of flammable oil with a shit ton of flammable herbs and or crystals that are not supposed to be heated up because, hey, to all you witches that make those sparkling candles with all the crystals on them, do your research. Certain crystals, if they get too hot to a certain point, they'll explode. Now imagine those exploding on top of the candle exploding in itself. You're basically creating a grenade. Stop that and do your research. If you're just going to create it aesthetically, you need to advertise it as aesthetic candle, do not light. Okay? Okay. But yeah, basic candle, right? Okay, with that also being said, if you do participate in using alcohol, like rubbing alcohol in your practice, have a drip jar instead of having the entire fucking bottle there. Okay, also, go out and get one of the 10 little things, fill that up with sand, okay? Fire safety right there. Okay, if you're going to use wood, make sure that it cannot burn down and catch on fire. I did that recently. Luckily, I was in there, so I realized when it did it. Okay, do not walk away from a lit candle. Okay, it is okay to blow them out or to smother them and then start your spell back right as you began the following day. Do not burn your house down. Okay, now, hopefully I'll be able to fit this in without my memory being stupid. The next one, this is not the actual one that is used in Southern Conjure and other Appalachian folk practices, but it is the only one that I can get my hands on. So, lamp magic. Yes, you heard that right. So traditionally, you would use the solid glass ones where it's glass down here and you can see through it. With these, it is extremely important. Do not put a shit ton of herbs in this. I'm just using this as a physical example, right? For one, you need to, if you are going to use this inside, you need to make sure you have the correct oil that can be burned inside that does not cause any breathing problems. If you have animals, you're going to want to keep them away from this, okay? But in Appalachian folk magic and some types of Southern conjure, they would use this as their spell. You're probably thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? So, once they got the safe oil to burn inside, because there is a difference, they would add some of the oil, some of the herbs that they would want, just like you fixing a candle. But instead of lighting the candle and it burning down, they would burn this, and it's constantly burning, so therefore the intention is constantly going out there and more energy is going towards it. Now, like I said before, I would not really use this one because it is metal and you can't really get them out. You totally could, that's up to you. Fire safety here. And once I get the proper oil and hopefully be able to also find a proper lantern, they're the old school glass ones where they're like completely glass. A lot of elderly people used to have them. I was surrounded with them growing up. But that is a type of magic that a lot of people does not really talk about. Now, I learned lantern magic in Jake Richards' Backwoods Witchcraft, and then his second one, Doctoring the Devil. You should totally check both of those books out. So yeah, that's just a basic little thing. Like I said, once I get the proper steps to these, I will do a full breakdown video. Let me know in the comments if you made it this far. Drop a green emoji or your favorite emoji heart, okay? Now, with that being said, yeah, I hope you like this. Also, go check out my latest video that I just posted about the new cursed murder glass that I have. So yeah, until then, I hope you are all having a magical day. If you would like me to make a specific video on something, drop it below in the comments. And if you haven't already, hit that link tree, follow me on YouTube, Instagram, join my Discord, and go follow me on my Facebook page. And if you would like any type of custom spell work and or oracle, or participate in the community service that I'm doing until April the 1st, which is a road opening uncrossing ceremony, direct message me on one of my platforms, and you can email me at firelotusthewitch@gmail.com. Until then, all of y'all stay magical.